digital photography stands at a pivotal moment as 2025 approaches. Instead of incremental upgrades, manufacturers are preparing to release transformative technologies that merge computational photography, artificial intelligence, and optical excellence in unprecedented ways. After examining patents, industry trends, and insider information, I've identified 10 groundbreaking cameras set to redefine photography. These innovative models erase traditional boundaries between sensor formats, bringing medium-format resolution and professional video capabilities into accessible packages. Beyond mere improvements, these cameras represent fundamental shifts in imaging technology that will expand creative possibilities for photographers at all levels and potentially change our understanding of what cameras can achieve. The Fujifilm X-E5 shatters expectations for pocket-sized cameras with its remarkable combination of portability and performance. Housing a 40-megapixel APS-C sensor, this diminutive marvel delivers resolution previously limited to larger professional bodies while maintaining a form factor that slips easily into a jacket pocket. What truly distinguishes the X-E5 is its comprehensive feature set beyond raw resolution. The camera incorporates 6K video capabilities, transforming it into a legitimate filmmaking tool, while its 7-stop image stabilization system effectively eliminates tripod dependence in most shooting conditions. This professional-grade stabilization enables handheld photography in challenging lighting where additional support equipment would normally be essential. The advanced autofocus system incorporates 425 phase detection points spread across nearly the entire frame, ensuring consistent tracking regardless of subject position, a crucial advantage for street photography where moments develop unpredictably. For video work, professional codecs like ProRes and Blackmagic RAW via HDMI elevate this camera from enthusiast tool to production-ready device. Perhaps most impressive is the 160-megapixel pixel shift multi-shot mode, harnessing computational photography to deliver resolution typically available only in much more expensive medium-format systems. This feature exemplifies how intelligent software increasingly complements optical performance to exceed traditional hardware limitations. Despite these cutting-edge capabilities, the X-E5 preserves Fujifilm's signature tactile experience with dedicated physical controls for essential parameters. This approach maintains an intuitive shooting experience that prioritizes creative engagement over menu navigation. The thoughtful balance between advanced technology and traditional handling creates a camera that feels simultaneously familiar and revolutionary. With summer 2025 availability expected around $1,300, the X-E5 delivers exceptional value considering its capabilities. It appeals particularly to professionals seeking a capable secondary system or enthusiasts investing in equipment with substantial growth potential that won't require immediate upgrading as their skills develop. The upcoming Panasonic Lumix S1R Mark II addresses what has long been the company's most significant competitive weakness: autofocus performance. While Panasonic cameras have consistently earned praise for build quality, color reproduction, and video capabilities, their reliance on contrast detection autofocus has limited their appeal for action-oriented photography. This next-generation model appears poised to fundamentally change that narrative. Industry sources indicate Panasonic is finally implementing a hybrid autofocus system combining phase and contrast detection, a significant architectural shift that could transform these cameras from specialized tools into versatile professional instruments suitable for sports, wildlife, and event photography where subject tracking is essential. The reported 60-megapixel full-frame sensor positions it in the high-resolution category alongside Sony's A7R series and Nikon's Z7 line. This resolution provides ample detail for large-format printing and aggressive cropping while maintaining manageable file sizes. When combined with Panasonic's renowned color science, particularly their nuanced skin tone reproduction, this sensor makes the S1R Mark II especially appealing for portrait and fashion work requiring both resolution and color accuracy. Video capabilities appear equally impressive, with 8K recording in both standard and cinema aspect ratios, complemented by ProRes support at 180 frames per second for dramatic slow-motion footage. These specifications exceed current industry standards and reinforce Panasonic's commitment to hybrid creators who need professional video alongside high-resolution stills. The inclusion of Apple MFI certification streamlines workflows for photographers who transfer and process images on iOS devices, increasingly common in commercial photography. From an ergonomic perspective, Panasonic builds on their reputation for photographer-friendly designs with a substantial grip for extended shooting comfort, comprehensive weather sealing for reliability in harsh conditions, and logically arranged controls that prioritize access to frequently used functions. The 3.2-inch high-resolution tilting LCD works with a detailed electronic viewfinder to provide flexible composition options for various shooting scenarios. With anticipated summer 2025 availability and pricing between $3,999 to $4,499, the S1R Mark II represents a significant investment but delivers exceptional value for professionals already using the expanding L-mount ecosystem shared with Leica and Sigma. This camera could mark Panasonic's emergence as a complete system rather than a specialized tool, potentially reshaping competitive dynamics in the professional camera market. The System OM5 Mark II challenges conventional wisdom about sensor size limitations by leveraging the unique advantages of Micro Four Thirds while implementing innovative solutions to traditional constraints. Since separating from Olympus, System appears to be doubling down on the format's inherent strengths while addressing historical weaknesses through computational methods and advanced electronics. Most remarkably, this camera features an extraordinary 7.5 stop image stabilization system, essentially incorporating a built-in gimbal that compensates for movement across 5 axes. This class-leading stabilization takes advantage of the smaller sensor format to provide movement compensation that larger sensor cameras cannot physically match. The practical benefit is substantial. Photographers can handhold exposures several seconds long, enabling creative possibilities previously requiring tripods and potentially eliminating an entire category of support equipment. Speed represents another standout capability, with burst rates reaching 40 frames per second using the electronic shutter with full autofocus, or 15 frames per second with the mechanical shutter. These rates exceed what many dedicated sports cameras offered just a few years ago, making the OM5 Mark II surprisingly capable for action photography despite its compact dimensions. The smaller sensor proves advantageous in these scenarios, as the naturally extended depth of field provides more focusing latitude when tracking unpredictable subjects. The autofocus system combines 121 hybrid detection points enhanced by artificial intelligence algorithms trained to recognize various subject types. This computational approach demonstrates how smaller sensor cameras can leverage software intelligence to overcome physical limitations, resulting in tracking capabilities competitive with larger sensor systems in many practical scenarios. Beyond traditional photography, the OM5 Mark II incorporates an impressive array of computational features including focus stacking for extended depth of field, high-resolution composite shooting, and Live-ND functionality that simulates neutral density filters without additional glass. These software-enabled capabilities effectively expand the camera's functional range beyond what hardware specifications alone would suggest. Weather resistance appears to be another priority, with an IP54 rating ensuring reliable operation in conditions from dusty deserts to rainy forests. Combined with the system's smaller, lighter lenses, this creates a complete solution that weighs significantly less than full-frame equivalents, a crucial consideration for travel, hiking, and extended sessions where equipment weight directly impacts creative stamina. With projected mid to late 2025 availability around $1,299, the OM5 Mark II offers exceptional value considering its technological capabilities. This camera demonstrates how intelligent software implementation can overcome traditional sensor size limitations, potentially redefining expectations for what Micro Four Thirds systems can achieve. The anticipated Sony A7 V represents an interesting philosophical shift by maintaining its predecessor's 33-megapixel full-frame sensor while focusing development resources on processing enhancements. Rather than engaging in the resolution race dominating much of the market, Sony appears to be prioritizing how effectively those pixels are used, potentially delivering superior real-world results compared to higher-resolution sensors with less sophisticated processing. The standout feature is reportedly a new artificial intelligence processing chip, possibly the same advanced processor found in their flagship A9 III camera. This isn't a minor upgrade but represents a fundamental transformation in how the camera understands and tracks subjects, with real-time recognition and predictive tracking capabilities that follow subjects with unprecedented accuracy, even when they temporarily disappear from frame or change orientation dramatically. This approach acknowledges that focusing limitations, rather than resolution constraints, are often the determining factor in photographic success. User feedback appears to have influenced several practical improvements, including a significantly enhanced electronic viewfinder upgrading from 3.68 million dots to 5.76 million dots. This substantial quality of life improvement benefits those who compose primarily through the viewfinder, enabling more accurate manual focusing and reducing eye fatigue during extended sessions. The improved resolution also increases confidence when evaluating images in the field, potentially reducing the need for excessive insurance shots in challenging conditions. Ergonomic refinements borrowed from Sony's flagship A7 III include a more substantial grip and revised button placement, addressing long-standing criticisms of earlier Sony camera bodies. These apparently minor changes can significantly impact user experience during day-long shooting sessions, particularly when using larger lenses. The continued evolution of Sony's physical interface suggests increasing maturity in their product development process, with greater attention to real-world handling alongside technical specifications. Image quality enhancements reportedly include maintained dynamic range performance complemented by improved color science algorithms that deliver more pleasing results straight from camera. The sensor's base ISO performance has apparently been optimized further, delivering even cleaner low-light images than its predecessor. These refinements demonstrate Sony's holistic approach to image quality, recognizing that resolution alone doesn't determine photographic excellence. For filmmakers, the A7 V offers 4K video oversampled from the full sensor width, with improved rolling shutter performance thanks to faster readout speeds. Advanced features like real-time eye tracking during video recording simplify production workflows, making it possible for solo operators to maintain precise focus on moving subjects without requiring a dedicated focus puller. With an expected announcement by April 2025 and projected pricing in the mid-$2,000 range, the A7 V represents a balanced option for professionals and serious enthusiasts seeking a reliable, high-performance camera that prioritizes real-world results over specification sheet maximalism. The forthcoming Nikon Z5 II fundamentally transforms expectations for entry-level full-frame cameras. While the original Z5 introduced photographers to full-frame image quality with significant compromises, the Z5 II eliminates many limitations, creating a truly capable camera that happens to be affordable rather than a budget option with obvious shortcomings. Central to this transformation is the reported inclusion of Nikon's XE5 processor, the same advanced chip found in professional cameras like the flagship Z9. This processor enables substantially improved autofocus performance, enhanced image quality, and brings 4K/60p video capabilities to this market segment for the first time. The decision to incorporate this high-end processor suggests Nikon is serious about making the Z5 II a legitimate option for professionals alongside enthusiasts, rather than artificially limiting performance to protect higher-end models. The autofocus system receives a comprehensive upgrade with 273 phase detection points and completely redesigned subject recognition algorithms for eye and animal detection. These improvements address one of the original Z5's most significant limitations, making the Z5 II suitable for a wider range of photographic disciplines including portraiture and even some action photography that would have been challenging with its predecessor. This autofocus enhancement demonstrates how computational photography is democratizing capabilities once reserved for flagship models. User interface elements see meaningful improvements, with a bright 3.69 million dot OLED electronic viewfinder paired with a versatile 3.2-inch tilting touchscreen. These refinements enhance the shooting experience, making composition and menu navigation more intuitive and responsive. The camera's ergonomics build on Nikon's decades of experience with thoughtfully placed controls that allow quick adjustments without removing your eye from the viewfinder, a significant advantage for photographers transitioning from Nikon DSLRs. Battery performance, traditionally a weakness of mirrorless cameras, has reportedly been addressed with a new power management system that extends shooting time substantially. The camera maintains dual SD card slots for redundancy or extended capacity, a professional feature increasingly rare in entry-level models from other manufacturers. These practical considerations demonstrate Nikon's understanding of real-world shooting requirements beyond pure specification comparisons. Perhaps most impressively, these features are expected to arrive with a price between $1,499 and $1,699 when the camera launches in summer 2025. This competitive pricing indicates Nikon isn't merely participating in the entry-level full-frame market but actively redefining what entry-level means, creating a capable tool that won't require immediate upgrading as a photographer's skills develop. The Z5 II could prove particularly significant in helping DSLR users transition to mirrorless technology. The anticipated Leica M12 represents a potential paradigm shift for the traditionally conservative manufacturer. While Leica has historically prioritized image quality, mechanical precision, and shooting experience over technological novelty, the M12 appears to combine these traditional strengths with forward-thinking features that could appeal to a broader audience without alienating the brand's core enthusiasts. At its heart is a remarkable 70-plus megapixel full-frame backside illuminated sensor paired with Leica's next-generation Maestro 4 processor. This resolution significantly exceeds anything previously offered in a Leica rangefinder, potentially making the M12 suitable for commercial and fashion applications that would typically require medium-format systems. The backside illuminated architecture should maintain Leica's signature high ISO performance despite the increased pixel density, preserving the low-light shooting capabilities that have made M-series cameras favorites among documentary photographers working in challenging conditions. In what would represent a significant departure from tradition, the M12 is rumored to include 4K video capabilities, a first for an M-series rangefinder. This addition could be especially valuable for documentary photographers who occasionally need to capture motion without carrying a separate camera system. While unlikely to compete with dedicated cinema cameras, this feature acknowledges the hybrid shooting demands of modern visual storytellers who increasingly work across multiple media formats within single projects. The viewfinder system is reportedly receiving a comprehensive overhaul with a hybrid arrangement combining electronic and optical rangefinder elements, conceptually similar to Fujifilm's X Pro series but executed with Leica's legendary precision. This approach could preserve the distinctive rangefinder experience while adding electronic overlays for improved focus accuracy and composition assistance, especially with longer focal lengths that have traditionally been challenging to use with rangefinder focusing systems. Technical advancements include a global shutter capable of an astonishing 1/32,000 seconds exposure, fast enough to eliminate rolling shutter effects completely and allow shooting with wide apertures even in the brightest conditions without requiring neutral density filters. Storage and connectivity features have been modernized with 128 GB of internal storage in the base configuration, complemented by Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.3 for faster wireless transfers. Despite these technological enhancements, the M12 reportedly maintains Leica's iconic industrial design language and robust all-metal construction, ensuring decades of reliable service in challenging environments. The camera's manual focus mechanism and analog controls continue to emphasize the deliberate, thoughtful approach to photography that has defined the M-series since its inception in the 1950s. With an expected late 2025 release, the standard model will likely command a price between $9,500 and $10,500, with special editions potentially reaching $12,000 or more. While this pricing represents a significant investment, it reflects both the premium materials and construction methods employed and the camera's expected longevity compared to typical digital cameras. The forthcoming Fujifilm X-T6 appears positioned to fundamentally challenge assumptions about what APS-C sensor cameras can achieve, potentially disrupting the notion that serious photographers require full-frame sensors for professional results. Building on the X-T5's success, Fujifilm seems to be making strategic enhancements that address specific user feedback rather than pursuing arbitrary specification improvements that look impressive in marketing materials but deliver minimal real-world benefits. While retaining the excellent 40-megapixel X-Trans sensor from its predecessor, the X-T6's most significant advancement comes from the new X-Processor 6, which brings computational photography capabilities to unprecedented levels in this camera class. This processor enables artificial intelligence-powered subject recognition that can identify and track everything from people to vehicles with remarkable accuracy, adapting to various shooting scenarios without requiring constant menu adjustments. This automation of technically complex tasks allows creators to focus more on composition and timing, the elements of photography that cannot be automated. Speed capabilities are genuinely impressive, 20 frames per second with the mechanical shutter or 40 frames per second with the electronic shutter, both while maintaining continuous autofocus and providing a blackout-free viewfinder experience. These performance metrics exceed what most sports-oriented cameras offered just a few years ago, making the X-T6 suitable for action photography despite its reputation as a camera suited primarily for more deliberate shooting styles. Video specifications are equally ambitious, offering 6K/30p and 4K/120p recording with a redesigned thermal management system that prevents overheating during extended recording sessions. Unlike many hybrid cameras that impose arbitrary recording time limits for product differentiation purposes, the X-T6 appears designed for uninterrupted video capture, making it viable for documentary work and event coverage where recording may need to continue for extended periods. While maintaining Fujifilm's classic retro aesthetic with dedicated physical dials for essential exposure parameters, the camera incorporates improved weather sealing and grip ergonomics based on professional feedback. The 3.2-inch rear display now features enhanced resolution with 2.1 million dots, complementing an improved electronic viewfinder for more precise composition and image review in varying lighting conditions. New features include additional film simulations beyond the already extensive library of options that digitally recreate classic analog film stocks. The new Acta Plus profile is particularly intriguing for videographers seeking a distinctive look with enhanced flexibility for color grading. The in-camera RAW processing capabilities have been enhanced with AI-assisted editing tools, potentially reducing reliance on extensive post-processing on a computer, a significant advantage for photographers who need to deliver images quickly. With an expected early to mid-2025 arrival and body-only price around $1,999, the X-T6 represents exceptional value considering its capabilities and Fujifilm's comprehensive ecosystem of high-quality lenses designed specifically for the APS-C format. This camera could fundamentally change perceptions about crop sensors, positioning them as a deliberate choice for specific advantages rather than a compromise made for budgetary reasons. The anticipated Sony A7R VI pushes high-resolution photography into new territory with an extraordinary 80-megapixel full-frame sensor. This resolution approaches medium-format capabilities while maintaining a relatively compact form factor and compatibility with Sony's extensive E-mount lens lineup. This significant increase in pixel count will particularly benefit landscape, architecture, and commercial photographers who require maximum detail reproduction for large prints or extensive post-processing flexibility. More significantly, Sony isn't merely providing additional pixels but implementing smarter processing with dual artificial intelligence processing units working alongside their latest Bian's XR processor. This computational approach ensures the camera isn't just capturing more detail but understanding and processing that information in real time, potentially delivering superior results compared to even higher resolution sensors with less sophisticated processing architectures. The stabilization system receives a substantial upgrade with an 8.5-stop in-body image stabilization mechanism. This class-leading stabilization effectively provides almost night vision-like capabilities for handheld shooting, allowing photographers to capture sharp images at shutter speeds that would typically demand a tripod. When paired with Sony's optically stabilized lenses, the combined effect could revolutionize low-light photography, eliminating an entire category of support equipment for many shooting scenarios. Video capabilities break new ground with 8K recording at 60 frames per second, a first for consumer cameras, plus 16-bit RAW output for professional post-production workflows. The thermal management system has been completely redesigned to prevent overheating during extended recording sessions, addressing a common criticism of previous high-resolution Sony cameras. These enhancements position the A7R VI as a legitimate production camera for high-end video projects alongside its still photography capabilities. The electronic viewfinder represents a significant advancement with a 9.44 million dot display running at a 120 Hz refresh rate, providing a viewing experience that approaches optical viewfinders in clarity and responsiveness. This is complemented by a new 4-axis multi-angle touchscreen that makes shooting from any position comfortable, substantially enhancing the camera's versatility for both stills and video production. Despite the unprecedented resolution, operational speed remains impressive with up to 12 frames per second using the mechanical shutter or 15 frames per second with the electronic shutter, all while maintaining continuous autofocus and exposure tracking. This balance of resolution and speed makes the A7R VI suitable for a wider range of photographic applications than typical high-resolution cameras, which often sacrifice operational responsiveness for pixel count. Sony is expected to announce this technological showcase around November 2025 with a price between $3,999 and $4,399. While representing a significant investment, this pricing delivers exceptional value for commercial photographers, fashion specialists, or anyone requiring the absolute highest resolution combined with professional-grade video capabilities in a single device rather than maintaining separate specialized tools for different applications. The forthcoming Nikon Z7 III exemplifies the company's commitment to addressing photographers' actual needs through thoughtful iteration rather than pursuing flashy specification improvements of questionable practical value. Building on the solid foundation of the Z7 II, this third-generation high-resolution model appears to refine every aspect of the camera's performance while maintaining the handling characteristics and operational reliability that have defined Nikon's approach to camera design for decades. The camera reportedly features a 61-megapixel full-frame sensor, representing a meaningful but measured increase from its predecessor's 45.7 megapixels. This resolution strikes an effective balance between detail capture and practical file sizes, providing sufficient information for large-format printing and aggressive cropping without overwhelming storage systems or creating unreasonable processing demands in post-production workflows. This moderate approach demonstrates Nikon's understanding of real-world photographic requirements beyond marketing-driven specification races. Perhaps more significant is the completely redesigned autofocus system featuring 493 focus points with advanced artificial intelligence-based subject detection algorithms. This system isn't merely tracking eyes but understanding contextual relationships and predicting subject movement in complex scenarios, capabilities that matter significantly more in practical photography than marginal resolution improvements. The system has reportedly been trained to recognize and track specific subject types from wildlife to vehicles, maintaining focus without requiring photographer intervention to switch between specialized tracking modes. Video capabilities represent a substantial advancement for Nikon, offering 8K/30p recording, internal 10-bit recording, and ProRes RAW support for professional post-production workflows. These features position the Z7 III as a legitimate hybrid production tool for filmmakers and photographers who require both high-resolution still images and professional-quality video from a single device. This convergence of capabilities reflects the evolving nature of visual content creation, where traditional boundaries between photography and videography continue to blur. Despite the high-resolution sensor, the Z7 III can reportedly capture continuous bursts at up to 20 frames per second, an impressive technical achievement that makes this camera suitable for a wider range of photographic disciplines than typical high-resolution models. This operational flexibility could eliminate the need for photographers to maintain separate camera bodies for different applications. Build quality remains excellent with a 3.2-inch tilting touchscreen and enhanced weather sealing for reliable operation in challenging environmental conditions. The camera body maintains Nikon's ergonomic excellence with a substantial grip and logical control layout that photographers can navigate by feel in dynamic shooting situations. Battery performance has been improved through more efficient processing and power management, addressing a common concern with mirrorless camera systems. Connectivity enhancements include 5 GHz Wi-Fi for faster transfer speeds, while dual UHS-2 SD card slots provide practical storage options for most photographers. This choice of widely available SD cards rather than more expensive specialized formats reflects Nikon's understanding of working professionals' needs and priorities. Expected to arrive sometime in 2025 with a price around $3,500, the Z7 III positions itself as a serious contender in the high-resolution full-frame market, offering a compelling balance of resolution, speed, video capabilities, and operational reliability. The Canon EOS R7 Mark II tops our list by demonstrating how a crop sensor camera can fundamentally transform photographic possibilities when designed without compromise. Canon appears to be approaching this APS-C camera not as an entry-level stepping stone to full-frame but as a legitimate professional tool with unique advantages for specific photographic disciplines where its sensor size provides inherent benefits rather than limitations. At its core is the new stacked 32.5-megapixel sensor architecture with readout speeds that make even some professional full-frame cameras seem comparatively sluggish. This sensor design, previously reserved for flagship models costing several times more, effectively eliminates rolling shutter distortion and enables exceptional burst rates and autofocus performance. The resolution provides ample detail while maintaining excellent high ISO performance and generating manageable file sizes that don't overwhelm storage systems or post-processing workflows. Performance capabilities are truly remarkable: 40 frames per second continuous shooting with full autofocus tracking, not in a limited JPEG-only buffer-constrained mode, but with complete RAW capture and predictive autofocus that reportedly rivals Canon's flagship R3. This exceptional speed, combined with the APS-C crop factor that effectively extends lens reach by approximately 1.6x, positions the R7 Mark II as potentially the ultimate wildlife and sports photography tool, delivering more pixels on distant subjects than even higher-resolution full-frame cameras using the same lenses. Video specifications are equally impressive, with 6K ProRes RAW external recording capabilities and Canon Log 3 for extensive color grading flexibility in post-production. The smaller sensor actually provides advantages for many video applications, reducing rolling shutter artifacts and heat generation while naturally minimizing depth of field for easier focusing during dynamic shooting scenarios. These characteristics make the camera particularly well suited to documentary and event videography where reliable autofocus performance is often more valuable than extremely shallow depth of field. The completely redesigned stabilization system offers up to 8 stops of movement compensation with compatible lenses, potentially allowing handheld shooting at exposure times measured in full seconds rather than fractions. This capability could eliminate the need for tripods in many situations, significantly reducing the equipment photographers need to transport and set up, a meaningful advantage for travel, documentary, and event photography where mobility and shooting speed are often critical factors in capturing decisive moments. Build quality enhancements include an improved electronic viewfinder, a fully articulating touchscreen for flexible composition from any angle, and dual memory card slots and a comprehensively weather-sealed body design for professional use in challenging environments. The control layout borrows elements from Canon's higher-end cameras while maintaining a size and weight advantage over full-frame alternatives. Perhaps most remarkable is that these professional-grade features are expected to arrive with a price between $1,500 and $1,800 when the camera launches in early to mid-2025, potentially outperforming cameras costing 2 or 3 times as much. This pricing strategy could fundamentally change the perception of APS-C sensors, positioning them as a deliberate choice made for specific advantages rather than a compromise made primarily for budgetary reasons. Camera innovation in 2025 is redefining digital imaging beyond simple spec upgrades. AI-driven autofocus, gimbal-level stabilization, and near-cinema video quality are becoming standard across formats and price points. Cameras like the Canon EOS R7 Mark II show how computational photography elevates smaller sensors, challenging old assumptions. As these powerful tools grow more accessible, photographers can prioritize creativity over technical limitations. This democratization of advanced tech expands storytelling potential, empowering a new wave of visual artists. Intelligent, intuitive features are blurring the lines between camera categories, signaling a transformative era where innovation enhances expression across all levels of photography and video.